Welcome to Oddplay. In this series we're digging into oddities found in Sonic 1 for the Genesis, from bugs and cut content to little quirks you may not know about. With Green Hill Zone behind us, it's time to look at Marble Zone. It may be a slower stage, but its structure lets Sonic pull off a bizarre move that the fans call jump walking, basically the Mobius version of the moonwalk. When Sonic collides with certain objects here in Marble Zone, or even in Labyrinth Zone, and you try to jump, instead of the spin animation, he just launches upwards and keeps walking in mid-air. Strange, unintended, but definitely funny to watch. Remember those spiky chandeliers in Marble Zone that rise and fall? Well, the developers also made a horizontal version. Imagine getting skewered, not just from above, but from the sides too. This unused object can be added back in the original game using a patch and debug mode, which is much easier done in the 2013 port. It also shows up in the now famous prototype of the game. Speaking of unused, meet Splats, a rabbit-like badnik cut late in development. It was originally planned for Scrap Brain Zone before being added to Marble Zone, but ultimately never made it to the final game. You can still place Splats in the prototype with debug mode, and this is what it looks like in action. There's more to say about this hopping oddball, but I'll save that for a future Oddnix short. Now let's step away from Marble Zone for a moment and talk about some hidden credits Yuji Naka left in the game. At the time, SEGA didn't really allow developers to use their real names in the credits, which explains all these strange nicknames you see during the credits. Naka wasn't a fan of this, so he added a secret credits screen that only appears in the Japanese version. If you enter this code and hear a ring sound, then, during the self-running demo, hold down +A +B +C, the screen turns white, making the hidden credits visible right after the SEGA logo. Sadly, this trick doesn't really work in other versions, though there are some workarounds. If you're curious, just check out the source in the description if you want to know more. And one last tidbit about Marble Zone. In early development, the background actually had red UFOs floating around in the sky, likely an attempt to add a sci-fi vibe to the zone. Even after changing colors to blue and green, those UFOs were scrapped for the final game. But they still show up in the prototype build. There's an Oddbite short on this mysterious encounter of the third kind. If you're interested, check it out. And that wraps it up for this Oddplay installment. Next time we'll explore Spring Yacht Zone, along with some other general oddities from the first Sonic game. Until then, as always, have fun, take care, and I'll see you later.